Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be more about the hackathon reveal that we got to see live on Poshmark's YouTube stream, or if you went to PoshFest like I did, we got to see it live in person. So if you didn't know, we're getting a few new features to Poshmark, the Poshmark app. So we are going to get the I keep calling it the custom listing field because that's just what makes sense to me, but it's called the private listing field, and you're going to get an inventory report as well as Poshmark stories. If you watched my last video, I explained a little bit more about what these features are, or you can also go to the Poshmark YouTube channel to learn a little bit more about the hackathon reveal is what they called it, the new features that we're getting on the Poshmark platform. So I'll link them down below. I'll link my video down below, which was my PoshFest experience and what I thought about the whole thing. And I'll link the Poshmark YouTube channel down below with the hackathon reveal video. So you can watch those first if you haven't watched them already. And then getting into this video is going to be the product engineers, where we got to go to the session and see it live and ask a few questions, or some people asked some questions. I really didn't know what to ask, so I didn't ask any questions. I do have to apologize for the lighting and the sound, not really on my part. It was just really dark in there, and I got a new camera, so I'm going to apologize for my camera movements because I'm still trying to figure this guy out. This is a new camera which attaches to my phone. It's really cool. So when I turn it on, it has this little gimbal, so watch out for some thrift with me and a little bit more vlog videos, because this helps my camera stabilize, so no matter which way I turn, this thing stabilizes. So I was still learning it. It was my first day using it at PoshFest, and yeah, so I'm still learning it, so you might see the camera movements go a little crazy because I was trying to figure out where to get the best angle. So I will apologize for that, but the session was actually really dark and they had some sound issues. So just be aware that there are those, because again, this is live in person and it's not something that was prepped for. So just a little bit about it. So this video is going to begin just going straight into more about the inventory report, because I think we kind of understand, yeah, we have these private listing fields where I can put a SKU number, I don't know, bin number that I have my item in, whatever thing that will help you in that listing, and all that will transfer over to the inventory report. So when I learned about the hackathon or heard the hackathon reveal, I have more questions about that inventory report. So the video will start there, just because I kind of missed his intro about the private listing field. I keep calling it custom listing field. Private listing fields on your listing. But again, on the YouTube channel for Poshmark, you can get the details about that as well. Now, I'm not going to do an outro for this video, so you're just going to watch the session just like I did when I was there at PoshFest. And before you leave though, before you leave this video, please make sure that you comment down below and let me know how you're going to use the features, what you're most excited about, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. So without further ado, let's get started.
Your cost price, and this information will be available to you in the future. And we also threw in the additional information section, so you can track notes, things that you might forget, or you want to just put in additional information that you don't want to show in the actual public view in the listing description. So that's private listing fields. And as a corollary after this, we have inventory report, and I know a lot of you will have some questions about this, so I will go into more details when we get to the Q&A. But to recap, this is how you get access to your inventory report. It's very similar to the sales report. It's going to be available in your seller tools. You can go in, you can tap on email me the report, and at that point in time, you will get a snapshot of all your available listings. What that looks like when you download the file is a spreadsheet format. It's a CSV format. You can import it into Excel or any other spreadsheet tool that you love. Excel, for example, Google Sheets. And you'll notice you have a bunch of fields that are very similar to the sales report. However, all your private fields are now also here. In fact, These private fields, like the SKU and cost price and other info, will also be there in the sales report. So you'll have that in both reports. The difference being one is available listings that haven't sold yet, the other one is all their sold listings. In addition, some of the fields like number of days listed, the number of likes that you received on the listing, the lowest listed price, all of these are pieces of information that can actually help you manage your price drops when we do closet clearouts or when we have MDD days, make-a-be days where we ask you to do offer to likers. This is information that can really help you figure out which listings you want to do the price drop on or do the offer to likers on. And, next up is Posh Stories. I'm going to hand it to Jack.
Hi everyone. Again, we're excited to show you a glimpse of what we have planned for the initial launch of Posh Stories. And the awesome ways you and all of our seller stylists and shoppers can use this feature. So first off, you guys may be wondering why we decided to build Posh Stories. The main reasons we're excited about this feature from Poshmark are simple. We want to provide you and all of our seller stylists and shoppers with a way to self-express and humanize your content more. Your Posh Stories will allow you to elevate your closet and represent your brand even better. And this will help you deepen your social connection with other seller stylists and shoppers on the platform as well. With that, our shoppers have an engaging medium to discover more products and people. And in the end, we're equipping you all with a better way to hopefully drive out more sales and even more posh love on the platform. So now let's get into some of the features. So first off, to create a Posh Story, we allow you to tap for a photo or hold to record up to 15 seconds of video. And you'll also have the ability to upload content from your photo gallery too. Because we know some of you record and take photos on your native camera, and sometimes even edit it on a third-party app as well. You can also tag a Posh Story. With a hashtag from a preset list. We'll have an initial set at launch with the intention to release more hashtags based on seasons and themes as a follow-up. The idea behind hashtags is that there'll be aggregated stories for poshers to view them shortly after launch. In terms of customization of Posh Stories, we plan to provide the ability to add text. And you can even change the style of the text as well, along with the alignment and the font. And you can, there'll also be a color palette you can choose to customize the font or text box, depending on the style that you choose as well. You can even rotate, resize, and move your text as well, bringing more personality to your Posh Stories. We also enable you the ability to tag other poshers and yourself, of course. This is a big part of Posh Stories that will allow you to mention other poshers, to be able to give them awesome shout-outs, more love, or even direct specific listings to potential buyers too. You'll also have the ability to tag listings. There'll be quick access to your own listings, your shares, and even listings you've purchased for Posh Love. These allow you to create Posh Stories used for just-ins, sales, Posh finds, and again, Posh Love. We believe this feature is an essential way for you and the rest of our poshers to make sales via Posh Stories. And it's a great differentiator that sets video on our platform apart from other social platforms. Last but not least, you'll have the ability to tag brands as well. This is a great way for Poshers to showcase their outfits and styles via Posh Stories, even if they don't intend to list. They just simply want to showcase their style.
I'm going to talk about how you consume Posh Stories. So it's going to be at the top of your feed. And these stories will last for 48 hours. And once you click and view a story, it'll auto-play and continue your story stream until the next user. And these are people that you follow. So I can interact with different postures like Adiel, so you can actually tag multiple people. You can see and shop that listing right there. And you can also interact with the brand and see all the brand listings to help with brand discovery. And also, you can share each other's Posh Stories. So it's extending sharing to stories, from listing to stories. Share is just such a powerful element in Poshmark, and we want to continue to spread the love with sharing with stories. I'm going to talk about the content that we want all of you guys to help us create. We are entrusting you guys, our seller stylists, to create the best things. So, I'm going to go over some of the content types. So, Posh Love. Michelle really likes that necklace she bought from me. So it's really extending what already happens in the love note and making it more real and more personable. I know a lot of you guys create listings in your closets promoting a sale. This is going to be another way to really showcase the amazing inventory you guys all have. And it'll really make your audience feel engaged and excited to shop your sale listings. And just showing off your cool Posh style. You guys are so fashionable, and this is an outlet for you guys just to show it off to all your followers. Check out Leanne there, showing off her cool top. And I know a lot of you guys also create a listing that says, just in, new things in your closet. So this is another way, again, to kind of showcase that type of news to your followers. Whoops. There. Another thing is, I know we find amazing things on Poshmark. So, your Posh find, also your just Posh packaging. I mean, you guys, I've seen amazing pictures of all your beautiful packaging. Posh tip. I've heard so many great tips from, people that have been around the platform for a while and sharing them with new people here. This is your way to do it on the app. And so these hashtags we will be creating in the beginning, and they will be preset, but we will be adding them from season to season. Oops. We are really excited about this feature, and we hope each and one of you guys create a story to share to the world and to give a window into your life. So we want to thank you for attending. But right now, we want to open it to Q&A. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Priya is going to be finding you all for your questions.
For the inventory, do you have to fill out all 3 fields?
No, so you don't have to enter all three. Each one of them is optional.
My question is about the Posh stories, and for example, I follow over like 20,000 people just in the app, and that's a lot of stories to sift through. If I was wanting to see someone's specific story, is there going to be like in our closet a place where the stories show up in our closet, or will we have to sift through all of those stories just to get to like someone else's story we're looking for?
That's a great question. So there's definitely going to be a place on the closet where you can tap in and see all of, whoever you want to see stories. As well, we'll also notify you if you get your story gets shared or if you get tagged in one of the stories as well.
Hi. So my question is, I understand that you're saying in the reports that we'll be able to pull that we can see the fields that aren't visible on the listings, but are we gonna have to pull the report every time just to see that info, or will there be, because I know you can't go back now and edit sold listings. So if we sell something, are we gonna have to pull the report every single time just to see that hidden information? Or would there be an easier place to access it?
Yeah, so that's a good question, and I think it requires some level of thinking on our part too. But at this point in time, the idea is that you will have access to the information in both reports. So when you create new listings in the system, I would imagine that you would download the inventory report once, so you have that information available to you. And so when the sale does happen, you have access to that information on your spreadsheet. Yes, we understand that the edit flow doesn't exist on sold listing. So the assumption here is that you have already downloaded the report. If you haven't, then yes, you do have to download it at that point in time.
Okay, so the SKU, I don't understand why it can't show up on the label, like on eBay's, they show up on the side with the, like it would say user name that we already have on the Poshmark label. Why can't that SKU just show up next to that? Because this is really actually extra work for us to download a report every time we sell an item, to go pull it. The thought process of this, I understand where you're coming from, but the actual being able to get that information, like I just get the email and I print it from my Dymo and I go and I pull my item. If I have to download a report, and sales come in at different times during the day, so if I have 5 sales at 5 different times, I have to pull a report 5 times to get the SKU. My suggestion is put that SKU on the shipping label so we have all of them right there. We don't have to keep writing in the back. Whole Hunt, Black Mules, and it's just right there. And I feel like if we created an app in 48 hours, that should be an easy fix.
So I know that's a great suggestion to put that information on the label. There are some restrictions on how much data can be put on the label, but here's an idea I just have right now. What if that information is in the email? So you have, when you get the information, you can put the private information in there so you have access to it. While the label doesn't, at least you have it right there. Alright, let's do that.
I think along with that too in the email, is there any way that you guys can also put our cost in there? So when we see the breakdown, when we get that email to us, they'll tell us Poshmark's take, shipping discount, what our profit is. Can you guys include the cost in there too? Just so we're able to instantly see like, oh, that's right, that cost me this much and here's my actual profit.
Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion. I don't want to promise everything yet. We'll take note of it and we'll see if that makes sense. Absolutely, that's also a great idea. Absolutely. Yeah, Yeah, so the suggestion was why not also just put it in the view of the listing on the sold listing, only visible to the seller. So again, that's great feedback. I think we'll have to look into it.
Okay, so for those of us who have been on the app and going back to kind of like the following, like I think we're following like 200,000 closets because we've been on there for so long. Is there any ability for following or like choosing, like highlighting closets that we like to see stories first for, similar to like Instagram or things like that, so that we can say, okay, I know this closet, I buy from them regularly, I want to see their stuff. Or will it save?
Or what?
Or like, will it save, like they know that we go to this closet, so it'll start showing us that first instead of like just random?
We're working out the ordering, and we have discussed how some people will want to engage with certain closets more. So this is definitely something we're thinking about. And you know what? Our CTO is right here, so it's good he's listening. This is actually a debated thing we've talked about, so I'm glad he's hearing it here.
That we get into view. That would be a great problem to have too. Yeah, for sure. So we're definitely thinking about ways already. We have conversations around how to get the most engaging content to you guys. But for now, it's all based off of publishing.
Hi. So currently with sharing off of the Poshmark platform, you can connect your Twitter, your Pinterest with stories. Would there ever be a way to share your Posh story to your Instagram profile if it was necessarily a business profile, so you could tag, or with the tagged item, you could purchase it directly from Instagram? So it's connected.
Yeah, so definitely something we talked about as well. Not in the initial launch, but we're thinking about it. Definitely great idea. Yeah.
We also want to keep purchases on Poshmark because that makes it seamless, because everything is, we have a great system, right? Posh Post and all that integration. So we want to provide the best experience to our buyers as well. Okay, the mic's
Question since we have you here. Can you give us some insight how the new stories will change the algorithms? Like, how will that affect us really?
It's not going to change any algorithms. Everything, I don't think there's a real algorithm.
There is real.
We don't have an algorithm, it's just recently shared, so just share. Yeah. Our CTO's right there, you can go talk about
Ironically, my question also was about algorithm. If you are more active, will that populate your story more frequently? Is it something that the more active you are, the better it will be to share your Posh story?
I mean, it's going to be by recent posts, so the more you post, of course, you're going to have more content and it's more recent, so people will see
Work
it.
those fingers.
I also want to add, Poshmark is actually, we built it on a very simple system. It's just really, just share and the recent stuff will pop up. It's very simple.
And you guys will be the first ones using Posh stories. So it's really up to you to create as much
Content and engaging content as possible. Yeah. So super exciting.
So along the lines of having so much data to go through and so many stories to go through, I like to have a set person, like I will like the bookmarks of people's closets for sharing, so I can go back to those repeat closets that I know will share back and I might know them personally. So is there any way that we can have like a starred favorites of our favorite Poshers so that we can go back to them and be able to continue the relationships that we've built here at PoshFest?
That is a feature that I love, and again, it's something that we talk about a lot. And yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll be coming soon. I don't know, but it's something that me and my boss John, COO, we actually have a lot of debates about that. So talk to him more. Okay. More questions?
I have them right here.
Great.
So with the videos that you were talking about, or the stories, will there be at some point, will we be able to put it in our listing? Sometimes it's hard to describe or even show in a picture the minor flaws something may have, so a video might do it better.
Yeah, that's definitely on our roadmap, and it won't likely make it to initial launch, but it's an obvious place for us to put it.
Hi, so I noticed on the current inventory report there's number of likes. Is there any way that we're ever going to find out number of listing views, either on the inventory report or in real time on the app?
That's again one of the piece of information that I know you would all love to have, but it's also information that we don't have easy access to right away. So it's something that we are working on and figuring out like what would be the best way to do that. But yes, I think that is definitely one of the things that we've seen in your feedback.
I was wondering if the stories are only going to last for 48 hours, is there a way to tag one of yourself in your profile, like we have Meet the Posher? Can we keep one of our stories forever?
So similar to the question earlier, we're definitely thinking about ways to store the video for longer, where you guys can kind of complement it with your listing or your closet. We're definitely thinking about that. We can't promise you it'll be an initial launch, but just be patient. We're just excited to see what kind of content will be out there for you guys just to be super creative, and then we'll figure out what's the next exciting thing to add to stories.
We have time for one last question. It's not a question, but I just want to say I love that we're not like eBay. I mean, there's some wonderful things there, but I love that it's simple and it's easy to use, and it is like a family environment. So I just want to put a plug in for keeping it simple.
I just wanted to say one last thing. As we're launching, we're hoping that you guys will partner with us to create amazing content. I mean, we gave you some examples of the hashtag, so I hope you guys keep that in mind. Like, we guys want you guys to be the original content creators for Posh Stories. So thank you.